will join after the anthem.
And a beautiful sunny day here in Barrie, Ontario. 27 degrees here at JC Massey Field for the nightcap as Simcoe County FC plays host to Scrisopie FC. Both teams coming off wins in their previous matches. Matthew Davison alongside Will Houghton, and we got an exciting one, at least a one-sided excitement for Simcoe County in the previous match in the women's side, and now the Simcoe County FC team goes to battle against Scrisopie, and it should be a pretty good one. Both teams with winning records, and certainly a formidable test today for Simcoe County FC, isn't it, Will?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very competitive league, a lot of parity, good players, excellent athletes on all the teams in the league. Rovers are looking down a little bit on Scrisopie in the standings, but not too far. And Scrisopie will be coming into JC Massey Field looking for a result this evening. And so Rovers have their work cut out for them.
Rovers are 9-3-3 on the season, which gives them 30 points on the season. Of course, the top 6 qualify. Currently, they're 30 points, rank them number 4. On the other side for Scrisopie, they're on the outside looking in, as Will mentioned. Their 7-1-7 record rather gives them 22 points on the season, which ranks 9th best. So as we go into the 6th to last game of the season, certainly a whole lot to play for both these sides, as they still have a lot of playoff jostling to finish off their season. It certainly is a hot one. We got a bit of cloud cover for the women's game, but as this sun continues to set in the west, it's going to be a hot one for the next hour or so especially, and we'll see how big of a factor that might play, Will.
Yeah, the heat is staying pretty relentless this late into the day, and I think that in the second half that you will start to see it have a bit of an impact on the match. One of the things I think for folks to watch out for later on as the second half progresses is you may see some space start to open up in the midfield, some gaps as players are not moving backwards and forwards as fluidly as they will earlier in the game. And oftentimes when that fatigue is set in, that's when the mistakes get made in the back line. And so goals right up until the final whistle are a real possibility this evening.
Final moments here before we get underway here at JC Massey Field. Both teams in a huddle as they get excited and get revved up for this one. And it should be a good one. And goal for the Rovers is Richard Gomes, who's made 9 appearances in this season, 9 goals against in those 9 games played. And for Scrisopie, it's Michael Markoch. He's played 4 games, 360 minutes, 5 goals against through those 4 games, and just 1 goal against in their last game. He has been good all season, but especially so in their last game against Sigma FC, where it was a goal scored in the first half by Javante Lane, and then Jaden Saunders added another one, and they were able to take that one 2-1. over Sigma FC, but we're underway here at JC Massey Field. It is Simcoe County against Chrysope in League One Ontario action.
That was an untimely slip there from Justin Earl. He really has an important quarterbacking role, transitioning the team from defending to attacking.
Anthony Wright to trigger this one in. It's cleared out of harm's way there by Simcoe County. Not for long though, another ball played inside, and he will get his foot on it. Is number 17 in white, Khalil John, who's in his 14th game of the season here for Simcoe County. As they control from the back. Chrysope certainly doesn't give you a whole lot of room out there. That's one of their trademarks, and they control with the ball here now in a crucial game. They're riding about 500 now on the season, and they'd certainly like to get back in the win column and try and jump into that top 6, where of course top 6 make the playoffs. As there's another chance for Chrysope, nearly a ball played in there for number 18 in black, Gregory Milopoulos. Nearly had a good chance on it. But as I was saying, top 2 automatically make it to the semifinals, and then 3 through 6 in those playoff spots, they have to battle it out in the quarterfinals. So it's certainly advantageous to keep climbing up that leaderboard with just 6 games remaining, including this one.
Yeah, that was a good observation. Chrysope have really started off on the front foot here. They're playing quite aggressively, and they were pressing Rovers quite high up the pitch. So Rovers are going to need to keep their whips about them to play short passes and work the way out from their own end.
Another throw in here for Chrysope in the middle third. They're trying to make something happen down that right side was Cyrus Rollix. Now here's a ball to be played in. Ball played towards goal, but able to jump up and get that one is Richard Gomes, who's in his 10th game on the year.
Now it's Rovers' turn to pressure. Justin Earl tried to step in and take the ball, but just got away from him a little.
Now here comes Chrysope on the attack again, but nothing doing there. Now here's a chance maybe for Simcoe County the other way. Good pressure there by number 3 in black. He's taken off the ball. That was number 10, Ethan Beckford. Beckford, of course, the big piece on this squad. 10 goals in his 11 games. Born in Manchester and spent time with Toronto FC and joined their academy. And then he entered Penn State in 2017, spent 2 years there before bouncing around clubs in Europe, and then he eventually came back to Canada, play under his dad, Jason, here with Simcoe, and certainly a huge piece for the Simcoe County squad. 10 goals in 11 games. He's been tearing it up.
That was good work there by Tristan Gale, running well up the right flank and winning the corner for Simcoe County Rovers. You can see they're paying a lot of respect to the front man for Chrysope. They have 2 Rovers defenders back man marking him.
It's Javante Lane back there. Lane is the big goal scorer for Chrysope. He has 8 goals in 12 appearances. He scored a goal in the last game as well against Sigma FC. He'll just wait in that middle third and wait for the ball to be touched his way potentially.
We caught a glimpse there a moment ago on Beckford's first rush forward that he's a really physically imposing player, and both with his pace and with his strength, he is a real handful for opposing defenses.
Sometimes that does lead him into some foul trouble. 5 yellow cards on the season, the 1 red card on the year as well. Certainly likes to play with a high tempo, as that one's nearly played towards goal, but just out of the reach of Riley Wishart for Simcoe County. Turning on it, but loses the ball, and here comes Chrysopi the other way. Whistle's blown there.
Yeah, Justin Earl won't have minded taking that foul. That slowed Chrysopi down from a break in which they had some man advantage.
Wright playing it on for Matthew Like. It's Chrysopi's turn back, though.
Rovers are not pressing quite as high up the field as Chrysopi were earlier.
So now the corner, Chrysopi's number 9 is on it. Cyrus Rollix goes back to that same corner, and Rollix will leave it for his teammate for a corner here. That was Anthony Wright coming in to take it.
That was a threatening cross he put in, and it was really important for the Rover defender to get there first.
Right with a throw in.
Good header by Jared Phillips.
That'll be cleared out of harm's way by Simcoe County.
Chrysopi are playing, looks like 3 pretty high up the pitch, which is in marked contrast to the way Ethan Beckford is basically pressing solo for Rovers at this point in the match.
Wow. One nearly played towards goal. That was a good opportunity there, as Riley Wishart played it to an open area, but a good body in front to get that out of harm's way there for Chrysopi. Simcoe coming off a 3-0 loss against Guelph United. Jared Agimang scored 3 times in his 89 minutes of play against Richard Gomes. Guelph handed Simcoe their 3rd loss on the season. That ended a 6-game stretch of games where they hadn't lost. Ball played towards a danger part of the pitch for Chrysopi, but they're able to pounce on that loose ball there and momentarily take it back up. That'll be a goal kick there. This Chrysopi player is taken down, and they'll end up with the ball here. This is Dario Yesnerak on it.
I think you can see a little bit of the effect of the heat so far this evening, and they take a little bit of a moment extra to take that free kick. Oh, good tackle by Riley Wishart. And a lovely weighted pass for Beckford.
Beckford ran onto it. It's taken down there. That's going to be a yellow card.
Well, that was quite a quick turnaround for Rovers. They really made something out of almost nothing there.
Yellow card on Tajay Reed, his 3rd of the year. Also had a yellow in last week's game against Sigma FC.
As I was saying a moment ago, I think you can see the effect of the heat on the players. Once the ball's in play, they're going 100%. They're working very hard, but they are, I think, taking just a couple of extra moments to put it back in play. And when there's a throw-in or a free kick, maybe a couple more moments than they would normally take on a cooler evening. Milopoulos is a real free kick expert. He has scored from free kicks so far this season, and so this is a dangerous opportunity for Rovers.
Kick towards goal and just curled a little bit wide of that near post. Great opportunity there by Danny Medeiros.
Yeah, it looked like they were using Milopoulos as a little bit of a decoy, although he would have preferred it with his right foot on the other side anyway.
Apologies, that was Khalil John with the chance there on the free kick. Ball will stay with Simcoe FC as they go towards goal again. That one will curl in behind the net. Now will be a goal kick.
Yeah, that's a wasted opportunity, and you can see he's frustrated with himself. Goals are at a premium in League One, especially in a competitive match like this, and you don't want to squander any opportunities from set pieces like that.
Scrisopi in their second year of play, and last year they finished with a record of 6-1-5, number 4 in the West. Didn't qualify for the playoffs, and they have a real opportunity to change their course this year and qualify for the postseason for the first time in their history, as Simcoe County looking to go on the attack. They're pushed back, and here comes that fast attack again for Scrisopi. They pressure again down this near side, turning with it.
Well, Jared Phillips was wanting a foul called there. It was a physical interaction, and he came out on the losing end of it, but he's recovered well.
Jared Phillips taken down in that center circle.
Rovers played that quickly, but referee Vasil Dzik called it back. Asked him to take it again.
So Simcoe coming down this right side now. Towards the middle. And a header towards goal, but a good stop there from the goaltender in Michael Markoch. There's Tristan Gale with the chance.
I think it was actually called back offside before the header was taken.
Touched along with the head, and Scrisopi looking to go to work on the attacking third, but unable to do anything with that chance. Let's turn back into the middle third here.
Gomez has been the #1 goalkeeper for Rovers for most of the season, and then he missed a few games with an injury. They'll be glad that he's recovered and back to health for the stretch run.
Ball sent in there by Ethan Beckford, but equal to the task was Michael Markoch. A ball nearly played in for Cyrus Rollocks, who's been dangerous all night to start this one as he goes towards the goal. Tried to get the ball towards him. It's able to be cleared.
It's a no-nonsense clearance from Phillips. Couldn't take any chances with that many Scrisopi bodies in the box. A moment ago, you could really see the striker's instincts of Ethan Beckford going for goal in a bit of a marginal position. Some players might have taken the opportunity there to try to hold up the ball or play it backwards and maintain possession, but he really is a pure striker in his outlook, and he's thinking one thing most of the time, which is how to get the ball towards the goal.
Certainly the driving force on this Simcoe offense, but Scrisopi on the attack once more. Here's the spot kick, and sent towards goal. Played along by Rollocks, but able to glove there by Richard Gomes.
Scrisopi have some big, strong players, and so that's a really dangerous situation. Rovers are going to have to be careful in instances like that throughout the match. Rovers are content at the moment to let the back four push it around. Finally, the keeper's forced to play it a little bit longer.
They battle for it along the halfway line. Scrisopi was founded back in 2020 with a partnership between Milton Youth Soccer Club and Brampton Youth Soccer Club. And the name is in honor of St. Luigi Scrisopi, who of course, Will, you know extremely well. No, it's okay. He was the patron saint of all footballers. So that's the reason for their name. You know, you look at their name and you're like, wonder how they got their name. Now you know. He was the patron saint of footballers. Certainly a cool lineage for their name. And their home field is in Milton, but they also plan to play at least one game in Brampton as well. Of course, those two teams came together and formed Scrisopi.
Yeah, we see the confidence there of Milopoulos to have a goal from some distance away.
And here they come again. Scrisopi nearly played along for number 9 in black, Cirrus Rollix.
Rovers are really inviting Scrisopi to try and take a little bit of a chance with a slightly longer ball out of the back. And if they're going to continue to use that kind of strategy, they're going to want to make sure that they are really competitive in trying to win some of those longer balls. Another kind of set piece that Scrisopi will be glad to have at this stage of the match. Rovers are going to want to match up man for man.
If you like toward goal. Sent back in with the head, but cleared again once more by Simcoe FC off the foot of number 10, Ethan Beckford. Back to collect is the goaltender, Michael Morkoch.
Rovers were let off the hook a little bit there. That was not the best delivery from the free kick.
Stay with Simcoe FC.
That was a strong header from Phillips. He does not go into the ball. He does not go in for the ball half-hearted.
Aerial play. Bodies battle.
Even against the taller man, he's not going to give up the header.
Scrisopi looking to go to the attack here, but now here's a chance for Beckford the other way. Beckford's gonna hold back, wait for some teammates to join him.
Yeah, that was intelligent hold-up play from Beckford. He really didn't have anything to go at it alone.
Now, shot towards goal, fought off there by a Scrisopi defender.
It was almost a good cross from Wishart. His main goal in that situation is to put it in front of goal, but he's really got to get it over the head of the first defender. If he has that chance again, he might be able to recalibrate.
On this near side. Cross sent in. That was going to be gloved there by Morkoch.
The cross from Gale was just floated in too high. Balls have to be whipped in lower and with much more pace to threaten the defense. Rovers now are pressing a little bit higher up the field than they have so far in the match. It's causing a little bit of confusion for Scrisopi. They haven't expected it. And Rovers have forced them into a bit of a careless pass. That was a nice adjustment from Rovers. We'll see if they stay with that or if they alternate approaches and try to create a little mental confusion for the visitors.
Yes, Chrysopi was pressuring Simcoe early in that one, and now it's Simcoe giving them their own medicine. And you're right, they're forcing those awkward passes. Here's a chance for Chrysopi the other way, but good to come in there was Richard Gomes to make the play.
Yeah, that was really critical, because that was really not a good spot for Rovers to turn the ball over so cheaply, and Gomez had to be alive. Fortunately for the home side, he was.
On this near side here, to be played on by Wishart. And now on it is Tristan Gale. Cross towards goal, but just out of the real reach of Claude Lawson. And now Chrysopi's able to come this other way. We're in the 22nd minute.
Yeah, that was a nice ball from Gale. Good lower cross to the far post, just slightly out of the reach of Claude Lawson.
Just over the halfway point here in the first half. In the women's game, they had a hydration break due to the conditions. That one started at 4 p.m. This one a little more tolerable, starting at 7 p.m. Not in the direct sunlight.
Good anticipation by Claude Lawson.
Cut off there, and Chrysopi will look to head north in the attacking third now. On this near side, here's a chance. Playing on it, tried to blade it towards goal, but nothing doing there. That was a good effort from Chrysopi, but even better effort on the defensive end.
It's always a good idea to put in hard, low balls like that. They're very dangerous for the defense. Sometimes it makes it through to the attacker coming on, who can tap it in, and sometimes it just bounces backwards off a defender. So you never want to see balls like that coming across your box. Not a bad time for a foul there from Wishart. We can see Beckford's intensity on display. He's still upset about what he thought was a foul a few moments ago. Coach is coming out to the sideline and telling him to forget about it and get on with things, which is good advice. It's difficult in the midst of competition sometimes to let something go, but you've got to focus on the task at hand.
Another free ball here for Chrysopi. Sent towards goal there. Just missing the heads in front. Not a couple bodies in front. That was Tajay Reed, Noah Beckford in front. Off that chance there. But nothing doing. A scoreless start to this one. 0-0 between Chrysopi FC and Simcoe County FC. Here at J.C. Massey Field. On a hot one. You're on the second of two games, a doubleheader, where in the earlier game, the Chrysopi FC women's side were able to come away with a victory, as we will get a hydration break here in the 24th minute. And both sides will get a chance to rest up, regroup, and get some hydration in them, which is so crucial in these conditions.
Yeah, it sure is. Coach Beckford is just taking the opportunity to have a little word with the goalkeeper, Richard Gomez, and he's really trying to reinforce what his vision is for the shape and structure of the team. And so he's asking the goalkeeper sort of be a little bit of a coach on the field. The keeper has everything in front of him, and he can sometimes be the eyes for the rest of the players, and so the team is counting on Gomez to provide some vision and some verbal leadership from the back, and maybe point guys to where they need to be.
The goalkeeper really does kind of get everything going. Also, he is the oldest player on this squad, so certainly a leader in the room and often depended on to be that leader on the pitch when, of course, the coach can't be out there playing, but certainly Richard Gomez can help kind of guide his team along in what his coach is kind of wanting out there.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see at the hydration break that rather than addressing the whole team and giving some tactical direction to the whole team, coach speaks basically privately to the goalkeeper, and he's counting on the goalkeeper to relay that information to the team as the game unfolds. As we were coming out of the hydration break, also it was interesting to see Ethan Beckford having a word with the referee's assistant on the near sideline. He's still not happy with the what he felt was a missed call a few minutes ago. Esprit has to be a little stronger there.
Chrysopi on the attack again. But Simcoe FC is able to take that ball up the other way as they trade the ball there in the middle third.
That's a couple times now that Esprit has tried to use his body to shield the ball, but he has not been comfortable with the contact, or he hasn't initiated the contact. Sometimes when you're using your body, you can't be so passive, and you've got to be the one to initiate.
Here's a chance in front, a good save there by Gomez, and another chance just sent off the post. That was a prime opportunity for Cyrus Rawlux in front. He sent that one off the bar.
Well, he's really let Rovers off the hook there. That was a dangerous opportunity all around, although it was a good initial save from Gomez, because the first shot was sent in with some real pace.
Go down! You want to get your trainer on?
We'll get another look at this.
Yeah, Gomez came out bravely to cut down the angle there, and that was critical.
Great initial chance there by Cody Green, who was the one goal on the season and 9 games played. He's drawing the start in this one.
We'll have one of the Rovers down. Is it Trevine Esprit?
Make sure that you're screening the ball into the strikers all the time. When the ball's getting shifted across, you've got to shift across as well.
Looks like he's picked up a knock somewhere.
Job. Stop the ball going into the striker. Yeah.
Have another look at this.
You have the ball here now. You've got to screen that one in there. And if you go in there, then you can go and press it. That's the first one.
Yeah, and you see him just go down, no contact there. Maybe a muscle cramp, especially in the conditions that we're playing in.
Yeah, it could have been a knock that he picked up earlier and he needed the play to stop. And there's a substitution being made.
Coming in will be Trey Crosby.
Well, unfortunately, that's the end of Esprit's day. That's unfortunate.
Crosby has 10 appearances with 315 minutes on the season. No goals. There's 3 yellow cards, though. As that ball is played towards this near side. Able to play it there as Markoch, though, in goal. He'll roll that to his teammates, and they'll look to start the breakout here in their own attacking end. It's taken back by Simcoe FC as we're approaching the 30th minute. Ball played on for Beckford, a good chance there. That one was just sent over the goal, and one's into the woods, it looks like. Look out for a bear in there.
Oh, you're good.
The ball was weighted beautifully from Earl. The shot was just a little off balance.
So Markoch to play it from his own goal again. Try and start this breakout out. A couple players battling for it.
Yeah, that's going to be called back for a foul. There's no advantage. A little bit of a mental mistake there from Trey Crosby. He didn't realize that the ball had been played in. He thought the ball was being given to him to take the free kick, but he was 10 yards further down the field. His teammates were a little frustrated with him there. Players on the bench are not expecting to come in as substitutes at this stage in the game. And he probably was not mentally up to match speed yet. And he's not had a chance to warm up, do some stretching and some jogging at the end either, so it is a difficult situation for him. Strong challenge from Phillips.
Phillips attempts to take it back upfield, and he will get the ball back eventually, and see what Simcoe FC can do here. Rovers entering the attacking zone on this near side for Beckford. Tried to make a move towards goal, but equal to the task was the Scrisoppi defender.
That was very well timed a moment ago from Phillips. He hesitated and hesitated, and then just at the right moment went in.
That one sent towards goal.
Yeah,
going wide, but Gomez attempts to cover it.
It was a decent strike by Crosby, but really too far out to have a go at goal. It's a bit of a wasted possession, really.
Long clearance from the goalkeeper, and Scrisoppi is forced back. Certainly quite the successful inaugural season for Simcoe FC. Founded back in 2021 by Julian de Guzman, who will have an interview with Will in the first half, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Cross sent towards goal, and a great defensive effort there by number 14 in white. That's Dubum Abilo. Get his body in front of that ball, make life a whole lot easier for his goaltender.
Yeah, he was slightly out of position, but he recovered well, and he had to.
So I think this is all you can ask for if you're de Guzman and company, and your first season, make the playoffs. I was able to catch up with him a little bit earlier, and that's what he was saying. First year, the big goal, playoffs, and looks like both of the teams, well, we know the women will for sure be making the playoffs, and that's the goal for the men as well. It's quite the star-studded ownership group for Scrisoppi FC, with de Guzman and Kyle Laren joining forces, as well as Janine Becky and Tiba Hutchinson.
Rovers. Star-studded for Rovers.
Yes, exactly. Did I say Scrisoppi?
Yes, you did.
No.
That's why there's two of us here. You.
Exactly. With Scrisoppi as well in their second year, really improving from that 6-1-5 record a year ago.
Wishart's got to try to find a way to hold the ball up there.
Wishart trying to make a move past his man, but unable to do so, and that will be a goal kick.
Rovers didn't have numbers there. And if possible, he's got to try and look backwards, find someone to help him maintain possession.
Markoch clears that one.
That's good hold-up play from Beckford.
Here comes Simcoe FC on the other end. It's a good chance there for number 10 in white.
Yeah, it was a nice idea. The through ball was just a touch heavy. It really is a nice turf surface, but it does play quite fast. And so it is a challenge for the players to weight their balls properly.
Must also be a bit of a challenge going from turf to turf, having, you know, not the exact same terrain each and every night. Do you think that would be a challenge, or is that just overthinking it? You know, some fields having different types of turf, and obviously there's a lot of variation. Will that really have an effect on a player? Do certain pitches play faster than others?
Well, there are a few turf pitches in League One, so this is not the only time that the teams are going to play on turf by any stretch of the imagination. But I mean, every field is going to be a little bit unique, whether it's turf or natural grass. No two pitches are exactly the same, and even at the professional level, you know, you watch games from the top leagues in Europe, and oftentimes the commentators will remark on something a little bit unique about the pitch that provides a home field advantage for the team that's most used to it.
Another chance here for the home side.
Yeah, Tristan Gale found some good space there. Once again, he's floated it in a little bit high there. I think he was clearly aiming for Trey Crosby at the far post. But those floating balls are always just a little bit easier for the defense to handle.
Nearly getting a good foot on that one was Trey Crosby on that far post. So we're in the 37th minute here at JC Massey Field in Barrie, Ontario, as the sun continues to set. We could be in for a beautiful sight as the sun continues to move towards the horizon.
Crosby doing a good job of working out to the right flank there to get into some space for his teammate Justin Earl.
Criscioppi attacking on this far side. Still with it, but eventually taken off the ball there by Simcoe FC.
It was a lovely turn from Claude Lawson.
Trying to play that towards Beckford, but able to get out and challenge it was Markoch.
Yeah, that ball was weighted nicely. It forced a good play from Markoch to have to come out of his box and clear it.
Trey Crosby gets that ball back. Now Crosby going down this far side, sends it towards goal, but that attempt will sail behind the net and will be another goal kick.
Yeah, there was something there for a moment, and then the defender closed it off. Realistically, players not likely to score from there, and so what you want to try to do is find a way to put it in hard and low across the box, like I mentioned earlier on the Criscioppi opportunity. See if your striker can get a touch, or maybe even it bounces in off the defender.
Back on it, Anthony Wright playing it back. And Criscioppi looks to go forward here. Challenge there. Javante Lane making a run, but looks like we're going to have a yellow against Jared Phillips.
Yeah, the reason for the booking there is the situation. It wasn't that it was particularly a harsh foul. It's that Phillips was slowing down a counterattack and sort of taking away an opportunity there. So that's why the yellow card was given out.
Tajay Reed gets his pass back. And turning on it, playing it forward is number 8, Noah Beckford. It's Criscioppi. They're taken down there.
Terrell Phillips is getting a little frustrated. He's going to want to gather his composure. The Criscioppi attacker did a good job of holding up the ball there, and Phillips went through him from behind. That's a foul every single time. He's still frustrated from getting called for a foul a few moments ago and being shown the yellow card.
Try towards goal. That one's going to sail wide and high. Missed opportunity there for Criscioppi.
That was overly ambitious, shall we say.
Good result there for Scrisopi. Good challenge, and the ref rules their way, and they'll look to head on the other side. On this near side, it's number 18 in black.
Yeah, Tristan Gale was held up there, the winger there, trying to recover to the ball. It's a good call by the official. Oh, that's a lovely turn from Dustin Earl.
Here comes the Rovers down this other side. Cross in front, but able to get his gloves on it once more.
I think the referee's assistant was saying it had run just out of play at the end. Although it was a good effort by Wishart to try and send it low across the face of goal. Well, now that he's had a chance to warm up and get to game speed, Trey Crosby has really involved himself in the last couple of minutes.
Ooh, nice move there by number 18 in black to try and cut towards goal. Get that out of harm's way. Still on it. Simcoe FC, that ball's just unable to be kept in, and we'll head for a goal kick.
Last couple times the ball's come to him, Justin Earl's had a really lovely first touch. And if there's any young players watching at home, the first touch is so critically important. You have to get the ball under control, and you have to send it in the direction that you need your next movement to be. The first touch has to not only receive the ball well, but to be kind of anticipating what you want to do next. And he's demonstrated that very nicely the last couple of times.
Simcoe still applying that pressure as they look for the first goal of this one.
Scrisopi defenders are having a little bit of a conversation, shall we say. They're not happy with one another for having giving Ethan Beckford half a look there. And that's not something they'll want to do too many times over the course of the match.
It'll be Khalil John will play it from the corner. Cross towards goal. Cleared out of harm's way.
Yeah, much better effort than the last time.
Bright sun.
Oh. Once again, a little bit of lack of communication at the back for Scrisopi. And they're fortunate the Rovers didn't capitalize on that situation. As we can see off this goal kick that Rovers are now continuing to try to press a little bit higher up the pitch than they were earlier on in the match. Now that Scrisopi are wanting to play it a little bit long, they'll retreat a little. Coming into the last minute of time in the first half, in addition to whatever's added, and this is a really crucial moment of any football match. It is really devastating for any team to concede really early or really late in a half, and so both teams are going to want to be quite cautious here.
On play towards Richard Gomez. Anthony Wright. Just 30 ticks remain in this first half, and we'll wait to see what fourth referee rules for extra time.
That was ill-advised there from Earl. There was no way that was going to get through. He must not have seen the defender.
It's going to be 1 extra minute. As Grisopi takes it down this near side. 18 in black making a nice run down this near side. Fell to his knees.
Oh,
keeps it in though.
The ball was held up and didn't run out as...
Ooh, and that's a nice header in front. And Grisopi's able to break the ice here. You mentioned those late goals, how deflating they can be, and that's exactly what we get here. That ball just kept in. Great cross in front.
Yeah, Rovers made that critical mistake of not playing to the whistle. They thought it was going to go out. It didn't go out, and Grisopi pounced. Rovers have put themselves a little bit behind the 8 ball for the second half.
I believe that was Javante Lane getting ahead on it, and they have the 1-0 advantage here.
You can see in the body language of Rovers, they're a little bit deflated now, and they're going to have a good talk at halftime.
That's how the first half here will end. A 1-0 lead for Grisopi over Simcoe County here at J.C. Massey Field. What we thought would be a scoreless half of action was a extra minute goal scored by Grisopi, and you're exactly right. We'll wait to see what head coach Jason Beckford has to say to his group. But Will, how would you assess that first half?
Pretty evenly. I thought the teams matched up pretty evenly. There were a couple of defensive lapses on both sides. A couple of at least half chances for Rovers. The goal for Grisopi there at the end, and then there was the other time when Grisopi were through, and Richard Gomez came out to cut down the angle. But the game is still very much up for grabs. We'll see how the heat and the endurance factor in as the game wears on.
So second half action upcoming, but first we want to send you an interview. Will was able to catch up with Julian de Guzman just earlier today.
We are pleased to welcome former Canadian international footballer and co-founder and president of Simcoe County Rovers FC, Julian de Guzman. Julian, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is inaugural season for Simcoe County Rovers. It seems like a really immense task to get a franchise going from the ground up. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about how that's been this past year.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of work behind the scenes. We've been able to get ourselves a strong group of people, not just from the ownership part of things where you have Atia Hutchinson, Janine Becky, Daniil Henry, and Kyle Laren as the co-owners, but you also have, Will DeVillis as the president of Barrie Soccer, able to, really build this relationship between the Simcoe County Rovers and the Barrie Soccer Group. Peter Racco, the CEO of Rovers, he's also been absolutely amazing in terms of the business model and being able to be on top of things. So it wasn't an easy thing bringing soccer to a new market that has never really had soccer at this level. But, we've been able to work well with the community, also corporate sponsors to come on board. Georgian Chevy has been absolutely amazing, Barrie Nissan as well. So just to name a few of those, they've been super supportive and throughout the community. Year one has been, positive for us. The objective, obviously, is to make sure that we're operating in the right manner, and we definitely want to expand and extend the partnerships throughout the community and throughout the corporations, but on the field as well. It's been, absolutely amazing putting the group together with Audra Sherman on the women's side as the sporting director, Zach Wilson, the head coach. He's been, doing a great job, and as you see, we're, 45 minutes away from clinching the playoffs in year one for the women's. And on the men's side, Jason Beckford, who has been involved with the men's side, he's been absolutely busy, working hard and working on getting the boys to do the exact same thing as the women's.
Yeah, absolutely. it seems from this viewer's perspective that the season has been a great success both on and off the pitch. What are some things that you and your leadership group are looking forward towards, building on this for year 2 and forward?
Yeah, the idea is to bring soccer to a new market and raise the awareness. And, by doing so, we want to make sure that, we have a successful product on the pitch. And, that gets us to the interprovincial championships on the women's side. To win the women's League One, we'll be able to play against teams throughout Quebec and BC as well for League One. And then on the men's side, if we do well, and the objective is to make the playoffs, but moving forward, we want to be able to be a championship team as well and bring a trophy back to Barrie. So a lot of those pieces on the field that reflect on what we do out the field as well, and how we carry ourselves on a professional level. And we want to continue to expand and reach out throughout the communities and corporate sponsors in Barrie.
Yeah, fantastic. In the course of your playing career, and now as you moved into the sort of executive side of soccer in Canada, how does this project of a new franchise in a city like Barrie sort of contribute to the bigger picture of the growth of the game in this country? Yeah,
you see in the CPL, they have just 8 teams, but they want to continue to expand. And they'll have 2023, they'll have a few new teams, but we also want to have the reaches of becoming a professional team, and we want to do that out of the Barrie area. So if we could continue to do that, that's exactly what we want to do, on the field, and by bringing success, hopefully seeing stadiums grow down the road. But these are the baby steps towards that down the road as a long-term goal.
Super. Julian de Guzman, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
8-5-3-2-4-0. Well, it's always great to hear from Julian de Guzman, and certainly a lot of success in this first season, a winning record, and it's really all you can ask for in your inaugural season of play, isn't it, Will? They're likely heading to the playoffs, and certainly great success to start this one off for Simcoe County FC in their first year.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really comes across in speaking with Julian is just how pleased he is with the way the club has been a success in its first season, both on and off the pitch. It's easy, to be looking through a microscope and seeing that, the team gave up not a great goal right there at the death of the first half. But bigger picture, where they are in the standings, how competitive they have been in almost every match, with a squad that was built from scratch this season, is a real accomplishment.
Yeah, and of course, it looks like that Simcoe men will be on their way to the playoffs. The top 6 qualify. Currently, they're in 4th position with a 9-3-3 record, which is good enough for 30 points. Chrysope on the other side, they're on the outside looking in. Their 7-1-7 record gives them 22 points on the year. So we take a look at the League One Ontario soccer standings. Up top, it's the Vaughan Azzurri, who have had a dominant season, 10-0-3 on the year. North Toronto Nitros, 10-2-3. Blue Devils, and then there are your Simcoe County Rovers, already in the top half of the standings board. And Julian de Guzman talked about it. He's so impressed with this new group, and you mentioned it, a team from scratch, doing what they're accomplishing what they're doing right now. Extremely impressive, because these are players who haven't played with each other before this season, and what Jason Beckford's being able to get out of his group certainly has been impressive, hasn't it, Will?
Yeah, it is. I think that it certainly is an impressive tactically from the coaching perspective. But there's always going to be turnover in any club from one year to the next, so there always is an adjustment period. So Rovers are not entirely unique there. But where I think the real impressive success has been mostly is from an organizational level in pulling together a squad and a coaching staff from scratch. There are no returning players. There was no core to build on. They've built it right from the ground up for this season. And seen in that perspective, it really is something. Just a moment ago when we were looking at the standings, we could see that there's very little separating the first 6 teams in points. And so there's really almost
one result separating Rovers from even being at the top of the table. So lots to build on for the rest of this season. Hopefully a good playoff run, and next season as well.
And we did have a chance to speak with head coach Jason Beckford just last week after his team played the Guelph United. Here's a chance to hear from head coach Jason Beckford.
You know, the game went not the kind of start I would have liked. You know, I think maybe a dubious penalty. But again, the kind of spirit that we have in this team, we always know we're going to have the talent to be able to come back. So we came back into it well, played some really good football, and you know, probably should have finished the game really early. You know, we probably should have scored 5 or 6, but in the end, you know, we try and keep it excited for the fans, but not excited for the coach though. Yeah, the fullbacks, we wanted them to go and express themselves a little bit more. And we thought they said that the first half really that we should have been a bit higher up, and for some reason they get a little bit tentative. But we wanted to go and express themselves a lot more, because as I say, we've got people in the team that can go and express themselves, and they've got lots of talent, particularly in wide areas. So we want them to be able to go and, you know, force the issue, and particularly when you're playing at home, you want to make sure that you got your best foot forward. So we did that a little bit better in the second half, as we said, and I'm a lot more pleased about the performance. But, you know, as I say, we kind of let teams into it a little bit, which something we need to look into. Yeah, as I said, we'd be competitive. You know, I'm not the kind of person that's going to just shout from the rooftops and say, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but we're going to be competitive. And I think the table shows we have been competitive. I think after tonight, you know, we may jump a couple of places. I'm not 100% sure. But it shows we're going to be probably in and around it, you know, come the end of the season. That's the idea, and being in and around it. And once you're in and around it at the end of the season, anything can happen. You know, from the last time we spoke, the team's come together really well. You know, we've had, the times from the first game when we spoke, I think it was against the Blue Devils, first game of the season. You know, we're trying to create an identity, and that identity is just starting to come out a little bit more now. We made some changes today, in fairness. You know, we've been on an unbeaten run. We're on an unbeaten run of 6 now. So we made some changes to try and have a bit of rest, because we know we've got 3 important games coming up. You know, starting with tonight, we play Wednesday and we play the following Saturday as well. So we've got the depth in the squad to be able to make those changes, and luckily those changes were okay today. We got the 3 points.
Greg, come on, Greg. Come on, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we're okay. We've got some bumps and bruises, but that's like any other team. You know, everyone's got to do that. You've got to be able to manage it and manage your squad best we can. That's what we did tonight. So we made some, as I say, some changes, you know, from the terms of the back 2. And we used the squad to the fullest today. Yeah. You know, in this league, I think we've seen already that anybody can beat anybody if you're not right mentally and you're not prepared. You know, you've probably seen some results when you probably not really expected it, but these things happen. So that's the one thing I've tried to instill into the lads, was about being really professional in terms of the mindset. Because the mindset, if you get the mindset right, you know what, usually things will fall into place for you.
Somebody take a shot!
Awesome.
And there you have it, folks. Your 3rd goal for the Simcoe County Rovers.
Well, it's always great to hear from head coach Jason Beckford, and really talking about how it's great to get a lot of bodies back and kind of rotate certain men around the lineup, and that's certainly crucial when you got 3 games in this 1 week, getting different bodies in there and kind of working around the lineup. That's crucial for the squad, isn't it, Will?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime that you're playing more than 1 match in a week, you're going to want some rotation in the squad. To ask a player to go 90 minutes more than once in a week is a big ask. You know, sometimes it has to be done, but Yeah, coach is right to be appreciative of the situation and having everybody healthy and keeping players engaged. It's great to keep the substitutes knowing that they have an important role on the team, and that if they don't get in one game, they'll be called upon in the next game or the game after that.
And we'll take a look at some of the highlights from the first half, and something interesting that Beckford had to say was the idea of having to adjust to different teams as they come on in and adjusting to different opponents. So how do you think the Simcoe County squad will adjust to Scrisoppi, who jumped out to that 1-0 lead here in the second half?
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think the big adjustment they made already in the first half was pressing Scrisoppi a little bit higher up the pitch, and they seem to find some success there. And it'll be interesting to see if they continue to do that, especially given the heat and the strain that the weather is going to put on the players' bodies today. They did let Scrisoppi have maybe a couple of too many opportunities in front of their own goal, and so they'll probably have a little bit of conversation at halftime on what their assignment is going to be at the back, how they want to man mark Scrisoppi as they come into the box, how they can close down some of the gaps a little bit more quickly. I think going forward, they're doing pretty well. They're getting some of their own balls into the box and creating some chances. And so Rovers will be optimistic that with a couple of slight tweaks that they'll have a chance to get something out of this game.
It was a good half from Richard Gomez, who was certainly tested by the Scrisoppi attack, and just in that extra minute was able to have the ball sneak by him on that cross crease, and it's a 1-0 advantage for Scrisoppi here. Something else that Beckford mentioned was maintaining that drive to win, being mentally engaged for the full 90 minutes. And you mentioned how deflating a goal at the end of that first half might be for the Rovers. So how important is it for them to continue to keep their foot on the gas and not let that goal really deflate them? Like you said, there might be a potential for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we saw that in their body language in the last few moments of the first half between the goal and the referee's whistle. This is a moment of adversity where the leadership in their group is going to be tested, and we'll see how they do with it. But as I said, they created some chances in the first half, and they will be optimistic that they can get something out of this match. Scrisoppi is one of the more physical teams that I've seen in League One so far this year, and I think at points that physicality made Rovers a little bit uncomfortable, and so I think that mentally they're going to have to go into this half not necessarily with the intention to be more physical themselves, but to be comfortable with the physicality that's coming their way, and maybe even use some of Scrisoppi's aggression against them to create some gaps and put some balls through.
So we will see what the second half has to offer us here at J.C. Massey Field for Simcoe County Rovers against Scrisoppi FC. In a battle that has certainly lived up to the hype. Two teams with pretty good records coming into this one, and Scrisoppi will look to win the remaining games. I'd say 6 games remaining, 5 after this one. If you get 3-4 wins out of your final 6, I think that sets you up to have a good shot at the playoff position. Obviously the top 6 make it. They're currently sitting in 9th. And if you're the Simcoe side, they're pretty comfortable in their spot, but certainly don't want to give away points for free. They want to really be on their winning ways heading into the postseason. That's so important, finishing the season on a high and heading into the postseason. Just being able to really come together at the end of the season, I think, is what the Simcoe side is really what they're after, because I think from game 1 to game 15, there's certainly been a lot of improvement in terms of their familiarity, their cohesion, playing with one another, and they'll look to continue that in the second half.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, they certainly have to keep their foot on the gas. It's great that they had a little bit of a good winning streak there before the game against Guelph in midweek, but it can go the other way as well, and you have a couple of losses strung together, and you find yourself in a position in the standings that you didn't expect and you didn't want. And Scrisopi, for their part, they're on the outside looking in at the moment, but there are a few games left, and they have it all to play for.
It's a good attempt there by Ethan Beckford on that far post, trying to send that one in with the head.
Yeah, the ball was just ever so slightly beyond him, and he couldn't get on top of it and head it downwards. Claude Lawson is surprised that he didn't get the foul there. It looked like there was a little knock from here.
Simcoe County continuing to go to work on the attacking end.
Trey Crosby in a little bit of space, but he was closed down nicely by the left back. I suspect that as the second half wears on, the substitutions are going to play a key role, given the heat and just the strain that this kind of day puts on the players' bodies. At some point, some fresh legs are going to be brought in. And it'll be interesting to see how the coaches' decisions on both sides affect the unfolding of the game.
Come on, Billy, my boy. Let's go.
23 degrees here in the late evening in Barrie, Ontario. The sun continues to set. Looking from east to west, it is very bright, the sun off in the distance, so it's good they built this stadium knowing that, because the ball is sent in towards the goal, but unable to get any pressure on that one. As I was saying, it's good they built this field so that the sun wasn't setting in one direction over another and giving another team an advantage. And Simcoe County look to continue to apply the pressure here in the second half. Sean Claude Lawson still on it. Good challenge there. That one's being cleared up to the neutral third.
You gotta be kidding me.
Ball's going to stay with Simcoe County. Cyrus Rollocks was not happy with the call there. So they look to go to work on the other side. Here comes the Rovers.
That was almost a very good rugby tackle.
Ball played towards an open area. It's Damien Kay on it. Able to be taken back up field there by Jarrett Phillips and the Rovers.
Yeah, that's Phillips at his best. His timing is very good. He knows when to stay back and when to step forward, and then he's comfortable to push the ball ahead and make a good first outlet pass.
The pass is taken there by Simcoe FC, but not for long, as here comes Scrisopi.
It's a couple times now Earl has slipped today.
Rollocks on it, cutting, tries to send across towards goal, but that one will just go through the crease.
Strategic moment for Rovers in the game. trailing, it really is their responsibility to take the game to Scrisopi. They have to get a goal, but by the same token, there still is a fair amount of time left, and so they don't want to be anxious or impatient. And we'll see how well they balance that patience with the sense of purpose that they need to show now.
Ball's going to stay with Scrisopi here. Return with it was number 17 in white, Neil John.
Scrisopi, for their part, cannot allow themselves to think that one goal will be enough. So they don't want to take foolish chances, but they also need to think about going forward, and they would love to try and bag a second if they can.
Turning on it was Cody Green, who's playing in his 10th game for Scrisopi, but cut off there. Cross towards goal, and a great effort there in goal by Michael Markoch. Great chance there for the Rovers to get the equalizer.
It was a good save, but Beckford will not be totally happy with himself. In fact, you can see him holding his head at the moment. He did put it right at the keeper, and he'll know that he should have done a little bit better. It was good work from Milopoulos first to make the steal and then send in a good cross.
Ball sent into the center third by the goalkeeper. Not turning on it. Here comes Simcoe County the other way. That ball nearly on the feet of number 11. Now a good chance and a goal! Ethan Beckford gets his 11th of the year, and the game is tied.
Well, he more than made up for his missed opportunity a moment ago. That was a beautiful strike. Just outside the 18-yard box. Markoch has had a very good game in goal for Scrisopi, but he really didn't have much chance there. It was very clever hold-up play from Claude Lawson as well. If Claude Lawson hadn't had quite the level of awareness of space around him, he could have panicked a little bit and not held up the ball. But as it was, he created a nice opportunity for his teammate, which was well capitalized on. And so you can see the pep in Rovers' step now. You can see the difference in body language between the moments after conceding a goal in the first half and the moments after scoring here in the second.
Riley Wishart was taken down. Ball will stay with the Rovers.
Scrisopi were not happy with the call, but it did look like a foul from here. Just by his sheer work rate, Wishart forced the defender into a bit of an awkward position.
So after the goal, another prime opportunity here for the Rovers to potentially take the lead and work towards that 2-1 advantage. Get a free kick here for the Rovers. A few bodies over that ball.
It's not the ideal angle from which to send in a ball. You'd prefer to have it a little wider. It'd be interesting to see if they play it a little wider to Crosby here before he sends it in.
A ball played towards goal and able to be picked up there by the goalkeeper, Michael Markoch. Not much doing on that opportunity.
Well, I don't think anyone was expecting him to play it in that way, and you know, it wasn't as far away from creating an opportunity as it might have looked.
There's another call that Simcoe County Rovers won't be happy with. Just by shot kick here for Scrisopi. He'll be able to take it in.
League One is a pretty physical brand of soccer, and it's a bit of a challenge for the referee in any given 50-50 challenge to know exactly who's committed the foul.
Matthew Leitch curled that one in, but headed away there by the Rovers. And a Scrisopi player is down.
Trey Crosby given the yellow card there for having his foot high. Jared Phillips and Ethan Beckford there are arguing that, in fact, Crosby got the ball. Since the ball was there, he was entitled to put his foot there. Goalkeeper Richard Gomez is definitely using his outdoor voice to direct his teammates to make sure that they've lined up appropriately and marked up man for man.
Scrisopi with another opportunity here.
All 11 Rovers are behind the ball.
Sent in towards goal, headed away there by the Rovers. Taken back though for a moment by Leitch, and here come the Rovers the other way. Beckford with some speed, cuts towards the middle, played it along, and they score! Ethan Beckford got the ball back, and it's a 2-1 advantage here for the Rovers. His 12th on the year.
Fantastic desire showed by Rovers on this goal. There was Wishart and Beckford just seeking to impose their will on Scrisopi. And a big swift change in momentum now that Rovers have taken the lead, and we'll see what that does to the dynamic of the match.
When you're down in a match, you always look towards your key players, and that key player has been Ethan Beckford throughout the year. 12 goals in 12 games here for Simcoe County FC, and he has been really good tonight.
Well, Rovers will be quite content to let Scrisopi take bouncing balls from 30 yards towards the goal, and then gather themselves and bring the ball out with some composure.
Sean Claude Lawson on it. Ed Khalil John on this near side elects to go to number 18, Gregory Milopoulos. Now it's on it again, Beckford towards goal. Kicked aside there on a good opportunity for Beckford, but Mark Hodge was there for Scrisopi in goal.
Well, this has not been a good couple of minutes for Scrisopi, and Rovers are going to want to do their best to maybe even poach a third here, because at some point you have to assume that Scrisopi are going to regroup and get their composure back, and Rovers may not have a better opportunity in the flow of the game to try and bag another.
Controlled back, but pressured there by Scrisopi, and now here's a chance towards goal, but able to save that one is Richard Gomez. Gomez in his 10th appearance of the season. He's 10 goals through those 10 games, including this one. Steadying force back there in net. As we mentioned, one of the older players, I think the oldest player on this roster. And he's certainly a big leadership presence for this group. Always vocal, as Will mentioned. as they look to go to the attack again. Scrisopi, but they're going to turn the ball over here. We're in the 60th minute here at J.C. Massey Field, where it's a 2-1 advantage here for the Simcoe County Rovers over Scrisopi FC. Simcoe County looking to go 2 for 2 on the night. The women took care of business earlier in the day, punched their ticket to the playoffs, and now the men look to finish the evening on a high here in Barrie, Ontario.
Claude Lawson just a moment ago did a very nice job of containing the attacker and forcing them to swing the ball over to the other side of the pitch without having to overcommit himself. Now that Rovers have the lead, that kind of defending will be helpful for them from here on out.
Final third here to play. Gomez to initiate things here for Scrisopi. Tried to be played along for number 12 in white, Riley Wishart. Still looking for his first goal on the year, but certainly has been impressive setting up different opportunities across the field. Certainly a great distributor. A lot of communication for Scrisopi, and that's the advantage of being pitch side here in our broadcast location, is you get to hear every little word that's said on the pitch. And they've been vocal all throughout tonight, haven't they?
Yes, they have. You know, this is a highly competitive environment, and one of the pleasures of watching League One throughout the season is just the intensity and competitiveness of the players. They're not just out here for you know, a run around and get some exercise. They're out here to make themselves better, to win matches as a team. And a number of these players are still pursuing ambitions as footballers, not just in this league, but even beyond.
It's a big call that goes against Scrisopi, and they're not going to be happy with that.
Well, he thinks he got the ball, and he did, but when you come in from behind like that, you're going to get a call. You're going to get a foul every single time.
It's Damien Kay, his 4th appearance of the season.
Barrels them, then when you get out, you can actually go off to work the space. All right, that makes sense. Great.
Scrisopi looking to go on the attack again. They find themselves down a goal after heading into halftime with the 1-0 advantage off the last minute header. Found its way past Richard Gomez. On this near side, it's Cody Green. A nice touch onto it. Still has the ball, despite all the pressure.
Yeah, he did well not to give up there. At first he lost it, but he kept at it and he won it back.
A run there from number 18 in black. It's going to go behind the net.
So important for Rovers here to concentrate defensively and not have anyone lose track of an assignment.
Corner and a prime opportunity here for Scrisopi.
Rovers have all 11 players in the box, even Ethan Beckford, showing you how important it was to defend that corner well.
Another one here. Maybe a throw in from the sideline, but
yeah, we're looking through some camera scaffolding here, but it looked like it went out for a throw.
Here to trigger it in is Cody Green. Green's on it again. Soapy applying the pressure here.
If possible, next time, Wishart is going to want to try to get to that ball before it hits the ground. You never want the ball to hit the ground defensively in your own box.
Trying to make something happen there was Damien Kay, but equals the task were the defenders for the Rovers. It'll be a goal kick here for Gomez. Just about 25 minutes left to go in this one. 2-1 advantage for Simcoe over Scrisoppi. Off the 2 goals from Ethan Beckford. Beckford on it here in the center third. Tried to make a run on it. He's challenged and taken down, and he'll stay with the Rovers.
It was a good composed play from him there. That would have been not a good spot to turn the ball over, especially where his teammates were situated on the pitch. And he used his speed and physicality to create an opportunity here for Rovers to position themselves and just slow the game down a little bit. Being in the lead, they're not going to be in a rush to take this.
John elects to take it over Justin Earl, and ball batted back out. Rovers to attack again on this right flank. Long ball in. It's Sean Claude Lawson in front. Now we'll get another opportunity to go towards goal.
Claude Lawson is not a big man, but he's scored a number of headed goals this year. The headed goals that he's scored have tended to be at the far post where the ball has sort of squeezed over to him, and he's found himself in the right place at the right time. Winning a ball at the penalty spot in the air, less suited to his abilities.
Second leading goal scorer for this team with 6 goals on the season.
Unfortunately, that corner kick was well overhit. It's a missed opportunity and a turnover in possession.
Just to make sure we keep them in here now. Big drop. Yellow line.
It's headed back in for the Rovers to take it. Beckford on it again. Played it along. Losing it there was Trey Crosby, and Scrisoppi looks to enter the attacking zone. Just over 25 minutes left to go here. We approach the 70th minute. Cleared down the pitch. Rushing onto it is Matthew Leitch. Tried to get his ball back. And that's Beckford nearly picking it up. The man was there for Scrisoppi. That's number 5, Dario Yezerninac.
Drop in now. Now you can stand. Now you can stand. There you go. Just do the 2 jobs.
It's Cody Green.
That's it. Don't
Push back a little bit.
Don't dive in. Line across straight.
Scrisoppi looks to go towards goal here, but Simcoe County doing a good job of protecting that interior, and on it is Leitch. Beckford. Near side, and a nice play there by Damien Kay to keep that ball in. That was going to be cleared down the field for a chance for the Rovers.
Crosby is onside.
Nearly an opportunity there for Crosby. Markoch is able to initiate the attack here. On the other side, Damien Kay.
I thought Rovers were sitting a little bit deep in the last spell of Scrisopi possession. Sitting as deeply as that is a bit of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, you do have bodies packed into your box or in front of your goal in key areas. But on the other hand, you are allowing the team some comfortable time on the ball in your third of the pitch. So I'm not sure they're going to want to do too much of that for the rest of the game.
Looks like we'll get another hydration break as the water bottles are passed around and both teams get refueled here. Just under 20 minutes to play plus added time here, where the Rovers are playing to a 2-1 advantage over Scrisopi FC. What have you seen in this second half here, Will?
Rovers have been a little bit more decisive in some of their moves going forward. They've been a little bit more efficient, more cunning in their final third, and that's obviously served them very well. Scrisopi don't seem to be quite as high energy as they were in the first half, and that is likely due in part to the conditions. And also, they're the away team, and they've traveled here. I didn't have a good look at the parking lot earlier, but most likely these players drove here from wherever their homes are, and on the way to a match, they have the same challenges that any of us have going on a little bit of a road trip. They've got to deal with traffic and lights and things like that. So there really is an advantage to the home team, although some of the Rovers players do come from a little bit of a distance as well. But it's a comfortable trip for them that they've been making all season long. So it wouldn't be unusual to see the away side just having a little bit more fatigue as the match wears on.
Scrisopi, as mentioned, they play in Milton after the Milton Youth Soccer Club and the Brampton Youth Soccer Club both came together and joined forces to create the Scrisopi Soccer Club or football club rather. And yeah, you're right, they drove in most likely, and certainly a lot of cars on the road as many people are coming up north to enjoy the beautiful summer weather up here in the more northern part of the province. Heading up to their cottage and enjoying the lake. The ball's played along as Scrisopi looks to apply the pressure here, down 1 goal.
That was a very nice one-touch distribution by Gomez there.
Kept in there by the Simcoe player, Claude Lawson.
Beckford was having his shirt pulled there a moment ago.
Beckford on it again, across in front. Oh, and a beautiful stop there. Michael Markoch coming across, the beautiful cross-crease pass there by Beckford. What an opportunity here.
That was nicely done all around. Ethan Beckford's layoff was nice. The timing on Trey Crosby's strike was well done as he was fading away, but he used his timing to get some good contact on the shot. And then Markoch made a key save.
Trey, you're all right there now.
if they concede again and go down 3-1, things will be looking pretty dire for Scrisopi.
Greg, you have to go both sides.
But if somehow they come back to tie this game, we'll remember that save, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely. How often in sports does that kind of moment become a turning point? And we'll see what happens.
Mark Koch will look to send his team north here as he gets the ball back.
And as players on both sides tire, it's as much mental mistakes that begin to creep in as physical ones. So both sides are going to be susceptible. Good challenge there from Tristan Gale.
Move the ball quickly! Move the ball quickly! Get out there now!
Still a man down for Scrisopi. Ball is out of bounds, and looks like we'll get a substitution in here as Scrisopi player is still down. Ready to check in as Dante Walks. It'll be his 6th appearance of the season as number 16, Javante Lane, is still down. Now getting to his feet. As Walks checks in, and Matthew Leitch will head off.
He seems to think he was fouled there, but it didn't look like a foul to me from here. He's up, moving around and smiling well now, so there may have been a bit of gamesmanship on his part to stay down on the ground like that.
Beckford. Head north here as minutes are beginning to trickle off the clock in the 78th minute. Saw their first goal come in the 42nd minute in the first half, or the 46th minute rather. They get another late goal here in this one.
That was good work by Crosby to force the Scrisopi midfielder to play the ball backwards.
You're seeing a difference in their kind of defensive structure in this second half. It seems like Scrisopi's having a lot of trouble kind of driving towards that net. It's played in on Gomez, and he's able to cover that one.
Well, for the most part, I think Rovers have been pressing a little bit further up the field, not just in the second half, but in the second part of the first half. And I think they've been a little bit more pressing on the individual players in the 1v1 challenge. Got a replay here. We're going to see what happened to Wishart. Just a bit of a slip and an awkward fall.
Riley is still down on the pitch, coming up to his feet, being helped by his teammate Ethan Beckford. Those two are very important pieces for this Simcoe County Rovers squad. So the chances thwarted there by the Rovers. Look to go the other way. All sent towards an open area, but there is Mark Koch on it for Scrisopi. His
very difficult to play a ball so vertically as that. Usually without some kind of angle on the ball, it's too easy for the defenders and too easy for the keeper to come out and get it.
Approaching the last 10 minutes here at J.C. Massey Field. 2-1 advantage for Simcoe Rovers over Scrisopie FC. Here's a chance again for Scrisopie. Played along to that far side. Green tried to send it towards goal, but good close off there by Simcoe County defender.
Yeah, that was a very timely block by Khalil John.
It's headed away. Back for it for Scrisopie is Beckford playing it across. Zierniak on it. Beckford being told to play it quickly. Now it's Green. Back for Beckford as goaltender Markoch comes more out of his net to help the attack a little bit. Won't move past the defensive third, but certainly a bit more of an aggressive approach from the goalkeeper as Beckford's on it again.
Yeah, he's really wanting to urge his team forward and make sure that they are pushing up the pitch because they need another goal.
Here comes the Rovers on the other end, pushing Markoch back. Aerial play.
The header was well won there by John.
It's kept along. Now it's a chance here. This is Beckford on it. Beckford towards goal, and that one just sailed past the far post.
I think Beckford showing on that particular play why he is such an effective striker. He really made a chance out of a half chance just through his, not just his physicality. I mean, he's obviously very strong and very quick, but his intensity and just his nose for goal.
Be a corner here for the Rovers. Towards goal. And nearly a great chance for Beckford, and put in the back of the net there.
That's a great instance there of Wishart being in the right place at the right time. And he's worked hard and played well all evening. And so nice little reward for him. And you know, as much as we might think that looked like a fairly easy finish, it's never an entirely easy finish in front of goal. You've got to keep your composure. And even at the highest levels of professional soccer, any of us who've watched the game for very long can think of lots of instances of some of the best players in the world, you know, missing pretty easy chances from in front of goal. So anytime someone shows a little bit of composure and puts the ball in the back of the net, you have to tip your cap.
The first goal on the year for Riley Wishart, who usually is not a starter in these games, has appeared in 12 games, just the 555 minutes of action. But you're right, he's been all around the ball, supporting his teammates, and rewarded with the insurance goal here. It's a 3-1 advantage for Simcoe County FC.
That was pretty clever play there from Trey Crosby. He was not thinking he was going to go anywhere, and basically he was trying to get the defender to kick the ball out of bounds. The Rovers are not in a rush at this moment, so he got exactly what he wanted from that situation. Again, good hold-up play from Beckford. It's even something little like that, the way Beckford showed the instincts to step in front of the defender and get to the ball first. It didn't work out for him in that instance, but that's pretty effective play.
85th minute here at J.C. Massey Field, a 3-1 advantage here for the Rovers over Skirsopi FC. Here in the final 5 minutes and change. Simcoe County looking to extend their 4-game win streak at home. Another shot on, just eluding the target, was a chance there for Beckford, but extending that home winning streak to 5 if they are able to close this one out. And they'll improve to 10-3-3 on the season and inch even closer to those top 2 spots, which are quite coveted as you get an automatic bye into the semifinals. Don't have to duke it out in the quarters. The Azeri went undefeated on the year. It's hard to see them moving out of one of those 2 spots, but certainly not out of the question.
Rovers brought on here number 24, Jacob Grant, with some fresh legs to help chase the play. One of those not totally rare, but not entirely common situations where a substitute gets substituted. But Trey Crosby came on due to injury quite early in the game, and he's had quite a good second half, I thought. That was well won by Jared Phillips.
It's a good run there from Danny Medeiros momentarily. New substitute on the pitch for Skirsopi FC. Needs something quickly here. 88th minute.
Well, once again, as they've done throughout this half, I think Rovers are going to put all 11 players in the box to defend. It's interesting, just a slight tactical adjustment a couple of moments ago. They had the substitute, Grant, playing further up the pitch to chase down and be the first line of defense, and they dropped Beckford, who'd been in that role for the entire game. They dropped Beckford a little bit deeper, and I think the main reason for that would be just that Beckford has chased so hard for all the game, and they want to take advantage of the fresh legs to be the first line of defense. Well, that's nice to see a couple of competitors going for the ball, having a little bit of a collision, and smiling and giving each other a pat on the back for their hard work.
Gomez to clear that one in.
At this point of the game, Rovers are certainly comfortable to play the ball out of their end with a longer ball, more so than earlier in the game. Up by a couple of goals, they're quite happy to have this kind of interchange happen.
There's a chance, touched along. Skirsopi coming down this far side. Pushed out of bounds again.
Yeah, again, that was well timed from Phillips. That was a pretty key challenge, as Rovers didn't have as many defenders back as they perhaps would have liked.
Crossed in front. Headed out of harm's way, though. Another good clear.
Yeah, at this point in the game, that's just fine from them.
I believe the fourth referee is going to have 3 minutes of extra time as we sneak a peek at his board. For the final minute here of regulation time. Whistle was blown. Looks like it's going to be Simcoe County Rovers ball. As a trainer heads onto the field as a player is down.
Yeah, Milopoulos is suffering a little bit. And I suspect at this point in the festivities, it's a cramp.
And it will indeed be 3 extra minutes. As Milopoulos is still on the pitch being attended to.
Rovers still have to keep their concentration up here. It's not unheard of for a team to score a couple of goals quickly. And if Scrisopi were to nag one here, it would make the last few moments quite uncomfortable for Rovers.
So the final 2 minutes to play here at J.C. Massey Field in Barrie, Ontario, where it's a 3-1 advantage here for Simcoe County FC.
I think Milopoulos is done for the night, and Braden Bortuski has come on for him.
Chance towards goal, nearly cleared. It comes back for Scrisopi back on the ball. Good attempt there, and that one will be cleared out of harm's way. Here comes the Rovers on this near side, crossed in front, but nothing doing there. 90 seconds left in added time. Turning on it is the substitution, Danny Medeiros. Playing it along for number 18 in black. Gonna make a move on it. Rollix was brought down. Wasn't happy there wasn't a call. The Rovers are able to pick it up through this neutral third.
Are you not going to yell? Is he not going to yell to press?
Final 40 seconds or so in this one. A good effort from the Simcoe County side. 2 goals from Ethan Beckford. And the insurance from Riley Wishart. And those 2 players certainly were 2 of the offensive drivers all game, and they got rewarded with goals.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They both worked very hard, and we're basically creating problems for Scrisopi all night.